Hey everybody, it's JWittz here from the Pokemon Trading Card Game Show Prof-It, and welcome to today's Pokemon Trading Card Game Card of the Day. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are cards from our modified format, which are cards that are tournament legal, and I thought what better card to talk about than the most successful Pokemon right now in their modified Heart Gold, Soul Silveron format. And that card is without a doubt Yanmega Prime. Now for starters, I just want to let you guys know about some of his successes. We've got 13 of the top 16 decks in Masters for the United States National Championships, all used counts of Yanmega Prime. So that's just how good this card is. It's dominating the format, and it works in a variety of decks, and it's just an extremely good card. Let's take a look at Yanmega for a moment. 110 HP is really nice, being a stage 1 is really nice, free retreat is really nice. Actually, this card just has a ton of options. Now, let's look at the full picture. It's basic from Triumphant as free retreat, and it does too, so that means that you can move it often from the active spot to the bench to a new Pokemon. Which is for drawing for Yanmega in this format is his attacks. His Pokemon body allows you to use his attacks for 0 energy as long as you have the same hand size as your opponent. With cards like Judge and Copycat, it's not that hard to match your opponent, and at 0 energy, these are extremely efficient attacks, and the best that you can find on a stage 1 attacker for the lowest amount of energy. And the nice fighting resistance, and you've already got a really sweet card. However, let's look at these attacks. The first one, Linear Attack, does 40 damage to any of your opponent's Pokemon. Now this is great for sniping Pokemon on the bench, such as babies with 30 HP, Oddish, Sunkern, or other Pokemon that just have 40 HP. It makes for a great snipe attack when your opponent has something big active that you don't necessarily want to attack, and it's just a really great way to add some versatility to the card. But its big attack is Sonic Boom, which for 0 energy does 70 damage. Now compared to something like Donphan Prime, which is already a really good card in this format, it's actually an even more energy efficient attack. Donphan for 1 energy does 60 damage, and you do 10 damage to all your own bench Pokemon. Yanmega for 0 energy does 70 damage straight up. Yeah, you gotta match your opponent's hand size, but that's pretty easy to do in this format, and it makes Yanmega such a good card. Running 0 energy with him makes him splashable in a ton of different kinds of decks, and that's why he did so well at Nationals. Here's some big combos that he's in right now. The first is Magnezone Prime, which makes a nice partner because he does the heavy attacks that Yanmega can't supply, and also the built-in draw power makes it a lot easier for you to match your hand with your opponent. Another big partner, which is sometimes used with Magnezone and sometimes on its own, is Kingdra Prime, whose Spray Splash Pokemon power lets you drop damage counters, letting you deal that crucial 50 damage in one turn to snipe Pokemon like Yanma or Magnemites. And finally, it's just working really well in Stage 1 variants, such as Puka's second place at this year's National Championships with Yanmega, Donphan, and Zoroark. It's a fast attacker, it works really well in the format, and there aren't really many ways to counter it, so it's doing extremely well in all kinds of builds. Now it does have one weakness, and let's look at that for a moment. It's Lightning weakness. Now, Magnezone Prime does hit for lightning weakness, but if you look at the nature of his attack, it's not really a huge advantage that they gain over you. His attack, Lost Burn, does 50 damage times the amount of energy that you throw into the Lost Zone. Because Yanmega has 110 HP, and he's got the ×2 lightning weakness, Magnezone only has to throw 2 energy into the Lost Zone instead of 3. So, it's a little bit more energy efficient for them, but it isn't exactly easy, and Yanmega can still 2-shot Magnezone Prime by doing 2 Sonic Booms. So it's really not your worst opponent. The biggest problem is probably Zekrom, which ended up winning both Canada and Mexico's National Championships in Heart Gold, Soul Silveron. Zekrom is really hard to knock out in one hit, and if you don't have a way to deal with it, you'll have to go through a lot of easy outrage KOs, where they hit you for a small amount of damage, but when multiplied by 2, can easily one-shot you. You can't one-shot him in any way other than running different partners, such as running him with Donphan, so he can cause you a lot of trouble down the line. Now as far as playability goes, I'm giving Yanmega Prime a 9.5 out of 10. It's that good in this format right now. It's got all the options, free retreat, decent HP, speed, sniping. In fact, all these traits sound like things that Garchomp CX and Luxray GL Level X had from last format, and those cards dominated for a long time. It's a great card, it's really good in this modified format, and while it's not perfect, it's pretty close to it. Yanmega Primes right now are going for around $40 online, and it's probably going to stay there for a long time. He'll be good in this format, he'll be good in the next format, and if you don't have one yet, I suggest you trade for one instead of having to bite the bullet and paying that huge price to get him. As far as artwork goes, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I've always liked the artwork on the primes from Triumphant, and when you add in that cool floral pattern in the background and the glowing red eyes, Yanmega is a pretty cool Pokemon. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed today's card of the day, and tune in tomorrow for another one, and watch out for Yanmegas. Peace!
You want the best tricks? I suggest you Prof-It. You want a mess spread? I suggest you drop it.
Once we started rolling, you know you can't stop it. Let's go and get some lessons from JWittz and Prof-It. Yeah!